pretty much on time.
2 minutes late is our motto.
Green room is
Man.
not clean. The green room.
Maybe change my camera angle so my hair looks higher. I like the way you have it.
I got a little.
Good.
I know. Looking at this, I kind of have like a Happy Gilmore's caddy.
Rooster T. Feathers.
Where he's like, Mr. Gilmore, I'm your caddy. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. And he like pushes him.
I love
Where you
it.
go? Where are you going with those clubs, dipshit?
That's a good call. It looks good.
Doink, yoink. Yeah.
Yoink.
Oh man, dude, I love doing these double headers. I feel like it gets, when we do them a lot, it gets easier to me for some reason. Like I'm just kind of like boop boop boop. Even though my interface, there's a whole thing that's going on here because I switch back and forth between two different computers, and for some reason when I do that, it sometimes takes a minute to read what's going on.
That's why I get screwed up. Sometimes we'll connect listener, we'll start, and all my stuff's messed up. I have no volume, Jeff can't hear me, and I have to go, switch some cables, move things around. It's because I think we're using our same studio for recording and writing and doing this podcast, so they require different setups. And I will bore you no more me.
I know. And now I will bore you some more me. Yeah, because mine, even though we're like, this is so boring, let me talk 15 minutes about it. Yeah, it's weird because my main Pro Tools rig is on an iMac from 2012 that's like falling apart, but it runs so good, and it has all my stuff on it, and I just never update it.
That's the machine you play Pong on. Pong
Yeah,
with.
pretty much. But it's just it's one of these things where I'm like, it's not broken, and I have all my software, and this computer that I'm using for the pod is actually so much more powerful because it's a brand new MacBook Pro. But I'm like, I don't want to switch all my stuff, So yeah, I'm still hanging on. And this week I finally fired up Pro Tools again, and I've started, writing a little bit, and it's been fun, man.
It's a good time for it. You get someone was just joking with me the other day. I don't think it was you, but it's like once you release some music, you suddenly want to write 7 more songs. And
yeah, no, that was me.
True.
That was me. That was literally 5 minutes ago.
I'm your friend. You don't remember me. Yeah.
Yeah. It does happen, and my song is out today. But our last podcast, we're saying it was today, but technically we are in the past right now. So
yes, we are.
Yeah. So Transient's out, and actually, which I'm not gonna do too much promo, but I'm gonna have another song that's out on this day that's releasing, which is next week will be Halloween. I have a song called "The Fool" that's gonna be out too.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. And then after that, I'm completely out of songs. No.
Out of jizz. No, we have a song coming out on Halloween also with Moth Tax. So keep an eye out for that, which is the Moth Tax version of Dive, which is
right. I saw that and I was a little confused. I was like, wait, I thought I heard that song.
Yeah. That's okay. We kind of want a little confusion and a little interest. So briefly, Dive was originally written for Noelle for Moth Tax, and then she goes, "Oh, that's my favorite song you've ever written." I went, "Okay, I'll keep it." So I did my. It came out on the Last Romantic album, but still we're doing her, and they're both different. So
that's pretty funny.
Pretty different. Yeah. She's a
it's
little.
Like,
she said she didn't mind at all, but she's pissed.
I wrote this song for you, and she's like, "Wow, this is the best thing you've ever." You're like, "I'm taking that back."
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, she's about 30% bitter.
Yeah.
And but the beautiful thing is the versions are different. You know, so.
You're like, you can have the instrumental version.
Yeah, one round of mixes, no changes. That's it.
Moth Tax is so rad though. That's such a cool project. Like
I think it's so fun. It's my favorite thing, frankly.
I love that the whole vibe. Like I would love to have something like that. You kind of need like a partner in crime and something like that to make it truly punk rock. Like because I always consider myself rooted very punk rock. Like that is my vibe. That's where I came from. But because it's always just me, I start veering around and I'll start a song that's very punk rock and then I'll start to polish things and like and it comes out like, you know, it comes out like me, but I'm a little bit more not as like it's harder for me to just go, no, this is what I'm doing.
And
this
that's
is a
why
punk
I think
rock
we're
thing.
not
you know,
rooted in punk rock. You and I actually, we love it and we like rock, but the fact that we want to polish things or being songwriters or kind of players to the level that you are, that's not very punk rock. Punk is message number one and fuck you number two and C number two again and again and again. But the fact that Noel really is more punk than me for sure, and the one fronting it is nice too because I can just be free and make kind of wild shit and not be as precious, which is good. Then I don't get in my own way like you're saying we do as writers sometimes, and just try to polish a turd or whatever we're doing, you know. And she also has a lot to say on, hey, I don't like this lyric, or I'm going to do this way, or let's, you know, eliminate this section, or so it's fun to see. It's so wide open what that thing can do. A lot of our songwriting, I just have a list of song titles that I need to write. Do you write that way?
I do.
Do you ever just say, hey, I have a title, that's all I have, and I'm going to write something?
Now more than ever, and I've always been aware of this, being around lyricists and songwriters, but now it's one of the most important things to me is I try and remember just catchy phrases, and I try and write them down when I hear one, and I've been around like songwriters that they always
You're good with words, pal.
This song's called Jibber Jabber. They would always, if you would say something that was like kind of, they'd be like, oh man, that's a good little line, you know? And really it's so important, you know, like, and to me that is something that I think about that more than like a lot of things, you know, in songwriting, in like just music, you know, like instead of like playing scales all the time, I'm kind of like, I'm always looking for a cool chord.
Hooks,
a cool chord progression, or just one chord that sounds cool, and then just a line that I can build off of, exactly like you're saying, like a title or something that's like that could be a song, you know.
I mean, this is something also I read. I think it's Sting again. Every Sting piece of advice is Bible to me. It's like, and he said, I think it was him. He said songwriting is just free association. So I don't know why that stuck with me so hard. With like anything you can think of, I want to write a song about fruit. You'll just find a way, and suddenly it's like heartbreaking, you know, or whatever.
And Sting's a great example of like being free too, because he will have the deepest lyrics, and then he'll have lyrics that just don't even make sense. And I love that. And that was the same with like Kurt Cobain and a lot of my faves, you know, like Radiohead stuff too, where you're like, I don't even care what he's singing about. Like, it's just the best, you know?
When someone asks you about, because I'm going to ask you this now about your song, Transient. So I'm an interviewer, and I say, Jeff Sabru, welcome. This is awesome.
I love that. Yeah.
We love your new song.
I got the coffee.
Yeah, here we are. We love your new song. We saw the video, which it just has so many different kinds of emotions to it, and so does the song, frankly. It's got, like we've talked about in the past, lightness, but there's also a pathos, and there's a lot going on. So would you be willing to describe what the song means or is about, or do you often just say, hey, it speaks for itself.
No, yeah, no, I love that, especially for this song because it does. It's a pretty simple idea, really, but then it kind of expanded on what it could be. It's basically like I wrote it like last year. I was just sitting right here with my little nylon guitar, and it was actually really hard to reproduce my first take at it, which was just right here with my guitar and one mic.
Yeah.
And it had such a vibe that I think I even kept some of the high notes, like just because it was like I couldn't redo it for some reason.
You recorded vocals and guitar in one take.
In one take, just sitting here.
That's awesome. That's how
just
you do it.
and the vibe was so happening that I even had like you could hear like a foot tap going, and it was just like I got so stuck on it. But the song is basically about, and it ties into our whole like we're always traveling. It's like two dudes, and it could be asexual. It could be two girls, a guy and a girl. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Getting in an Uber car. This is the really broken down basic version.
Yeah.
Getting in an Uber car, and they're both just like in their own heads, living their lives, and they're not talking at all, right? Like, and there's kind of a hint that like they're both like high, but the idea of
that's
high.
what I'm wondering. Who was high, the driver or the
Yeah,
subject?
the idea is kind of like they're just really in their own heads, living separate lives, both going somewhere, but they're also like going nowhere. And then they connect in the middle and realize like they have more in common, and they want to kind of just break out of their life and their way of thinking and just start over with something new. And then, I mean, that's a very basic idea. The whole like picture, the imagery of like being in a car and stuff was cool to me, but and then it's talking about like someone like burying down like past relationships, and like like there's a couple lines in there where it's
what I'm
like
talking about.
yeah, where it's like, I think about you in the evening when no one else seems to care. It's kind of like these thoughts of like, oh man, like you're not supposed to think about people from the past, and then it's like, am I guilty for letting you break in? I should keep a better lock there, I was pretty proud of that line, but
Yeah. Excellent, man. I'm glad I asked.
yeah, so it's just kind of about like these lives that everybody lives, that you're just keeping inside.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you're living your life, and you're like, so like when you're in an Uber, you're just kind of like looking out the window, like thinking about shit,
Yeah,
like,
and I think
and
what
then the
you-
driver is too, right? So it's like,
Right. Well, what you achieved in the middle of the song is rare to me, and I don't know if I've ever done it, but you have a realization in the middle of the song, and it takes a hard turn for the most part.
After the
or
little
it blossoms
solo.
something. Yeah, as soon as that drum thing changes, and,
Right.
and it opens up to a different rhythm, and then you have those big group backgrounds happening, the chants.
yeah, the little Paul Simon vibes.
Yeah, right. It totally. I won't say it takes a turn. It blooms in this way that it's like a whole change of heart or mind, opening your mind. That a lot of times I will just drill down on a feeling,
Right.
in a song. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I think that's a good word for it too, bloom, I guess, because it's kind of like when they both there's the breakdown where it's like, we used to be something important, maybe we both still are. They're kind of like realizing like, man, like maybe we need to do something else. And then when the groove comes in, it's kind of like they're gonna go off and change their life. But like the way we kind of painted it was just like a bunch of goofballs, like who knows.
Yeah,
what's
but it
gonna
was free, man. And
Yeah.
like what we're all, I think, going for or hoping for anyway is whatever that means.
Right.
Letting go of those whatever memories or fears that's dragging us down during the ride of life.
Totally. And I think that the tune really, like, it made me think a lot about, because I spend a lot of time in Ubers. And I didn't. And when I was writing the song, I literally was titling it "Uber Driver," and I'm like, that's not very catchy. But but because I always would think about, dude, you get these Uber drivers, and we always talk about it. We've had on the freaking pod a million times where you have these weird drivers that ask these crazy questions at like 2 a.m.
Really?
Yeah, and like did I tell like the story about the guy that was like asking me and my buddy like, what's your favorite song? And then we started getting into it, and he was talking about the Queen documentary.
Oh no, you didn't tell me this.
And we're like, yeah, that was great. And he goes, yeah, it was cool, except for all the gay shit.
Oh gosh.
But then the dude continues on sharing some of his favorite things, and they were all gay. Like it was like awesome. he was like, my favorite is Elton John, and my favorite, and we're like, bro, I think they're like, you're bearing down some things
going
here.
On, homie.
But I always,
he's like, you guys sure you want to get out? There's somewhere else I want to take you.
Yeah,
I mean, not that, whatever.
Yeah. It's just interesting to me, like, we're all just, the whole idea of riding in a taxi or an Uber is like just total strangers living totally different lives,
Yeah.
And you always wonder, I just always wonder, I'm like, I wonder what that person's deal is, like, because some people just drive Ubers for fun,
That's true. They're retired and they just want to have social interaction. I wrote
who did it?
The same reason as you. I'm just floating with you here, but one that we did for the first time live at the release party was called Planes. So it's just the same thing you're talking about, all our errant thoughts, but this one was just on a plane. That's the only difference.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a very common theme, for sure. But it's we all do it, right? It's like, but yeah, I'm happy with the song. It's came out good, and I've listened to it a million times, and I like that I put enough. I kind of only release songs now when I have enough space where I can live with it for a long time to make sure it's something that I'm okay with, like, because a lot of times I'll get very excited for like 3 months, and then I'll look back and go, that was kind of not a well cooked idea, but anyways, so I'm pumped on it, but yeah, man, I love the interview.
I don't think I've heard The Fool though.
You haven't heard The Fool?
No, so continuing our interview, tell us a little about The Fool and who's been a part of it.
So, this new tune, this is fun. I wish I was actually like a real artist that could go around and do interviews. I love talking about myself.
Don't we?
No, yeah. The Fool, and so this is kind of where my marketing team maybe needs to consult with me better, because The Fool is under Petrito, which is my, alter ego Hard Rock Jeff. And so Petrito, I've got actually more stuff released under Petrito than I do under my name. So look up Patreeto, and there's a bunch of stuff, a couple albums and EPs, and this will be a single called The Fool. And it's a very mid-tempo to medium mid-tempo vibe, very long song. It's like 7 minutes long. And Eddie Kaipo, who mixed it, he tried to cut this song down maybe 20 times. And how
hard was he cutting it? Was he going 4 minutes? Or?
He was just like, man, it's just so long. And I'm just like, there's no way I'm cutting any of the song. Like, it won't make sense to me. Like, and my whole idea was like, who cares anyways? It's like, what is a single? No, if I can get someone to listen to 1 minute, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like, I don't care. Like, it's not going on the radio, as far as I know. And so I was like, nope, we're not cutting it. And honestly, to me, when I listen to it, it just makes sense. I'm like, I guess that was.
You got to do it for you, baby.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, 7 minutes of your life, but whatever.
I made it 6.5, and I could not go on.
Exactly. Yeah. So this song is about just basically someone that's a straight up narcissist, like liar. And they can't deal with like being real with people. And they basically just lie their way to their destruction, you know? And
as like a self-preservation, or why?
yeah, sort of. And just everything around them just kind of crumbles, relationships, and it's just basically about a straight up narcissist. And then like the whole idea and like the imagery is like, I really wanted to make it like I released it on Halloween. I wanted to do a video with like Halloween vibes, because it's all about like wearing masks and stuff like that, like just being different people for different situations, you know. And yeah, you know, it's one of those songs that is, I was definitely thinking about certain people, but a lot of times you're writing about yourself too.
Amen.
You know?
To that. I love
So,
you saying that.
yeah, so yeah, this one, man, I'm really pumped on this song too. It's just, it's dark and like, it is hard rock because it goes there in the end, but it's just really kind of a deep, like slow, emotional kind of a journey.
How do you decide whether something is released under Petrito or Jeff Sabru?
Yeah, it's really just how hard I decide to rock it. And and it's really is, I do kind of make the turn, you know, like I will go like, if I'm kind of in between, a lot of times if I, like this one's tuned pretty low. It's in, I used a baritone. So that was a beginning point where I'm kind of like, well, that's kind of leaning in that zone. And then I start to mix towards that too.
Right.
Like, well, let's make the drums like really big. Vocally though, this tune could have been either one. Cause I'm not like, at the end, I definitely start singing is really high and like breaking up. So it's definitely rocking, and the guitars come in heavy, but I'll kind of like, once I decide like, this feels like a Petrito song, I'll kind of lean into it and go, let's do like a rock section, you know.
Right.
Let's like,
Does
let's
it have
like
a proper solo?
Yeah, it's got an outro solo. Yeah, and it's cool, man. It's a very like kind of a spooky vibe. I'm releasing it. Well, I guess it's today. It's Halloween. After I did that, I was like, dang, I should have done it a little sooner so people could kind of vibe on it during the Halloween vibes.
Right.
But too late for that. I guess next year. But yeah, and it's a song that I wrote during COVID. And it kind of started more of a like a trancey, almost kind of, it was like, I don't know if it was like not surfy, but kind of like more of a I don't know. It was a different vibe when I wrote it, just me on drums and messing around. And then as I
Did you
started,
write it from drums? Did it
I
start
wrote
there?
it. I started from
That's
drums.
interesting. I think
Yeah,
the
yeah.
listener will love that. So
You're
you're writing from a rhythm rather than
Exactly.
a chord progression.
100%. And yeah, during COVID, I wrote everything like that because I had a lot of time, and I would just sit behind the kit and I would basically take like, I would press record and hopefully turn on a click and just start vibing on something. And then I would take that, you know, hopefully I'd get a minute or two of a good vibe and be like, that's cool. And then I'd just sit down and play. And I usually would just play with whatever guitar I had and then, and do the vocals at the same time, and just come up with something. And then it was like, cause it was all about, I was just doing 1 minute like Instagram things all the time. And so this, this was one of those, and I kept like, it would come back into my like playlist sometimes. And I'd be like, oh damn, I got to do that song, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, man,
Was it called The Fool from early on?
it was called Couldn't Be the Fool. Yeah. I couldn't be the fool. Yeah. And then I shortened it. But the lyric is I couldn't be the fool, you know, because it's like the idea of someone that's like, you're a dumbass, but I just can't be that person. You know, like
The
you can't.
person who is that person is saying, I just can't.
I just can't. Like they won't ever own up to anything, you know. And there's like the idea. This song would be, excuse me. Oh, here we go. The song would be it'd be a really good one for a video, because there's a lot of like imagery of like basically the person's, it's just like describing this person that's like has all these like masks on, and like kind of like it's describing him as like being a clown, basically dressed like a clown, you know, like yeah, it would be good.
Well, let me encourage you. No, number one, the fact that you're releasing it on Halloween and it has dark vibes. I mean, a great song, it doesn't matter, dude. People will want to hear it any time of the year, so that's cool. I think.
Yeah, cool.
It can still have its long life, and the other thing is, you can release a video for a song well after. It
True.
Just, again, gives it a longer life, and
yeah.
Also, who cares?
Right.
As far as like,
totally.
who cares about it coming out the same day? And
yeah, I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, I know, but we were thinking about that with two different versions of Dive. Like, we're, what's that gonna mean? And man, we do it because we want to, and because the message has two different translations, and
totally
just what we
and
want.
These things are like, all the, as much as I do believe in like, release dates and like coming out, and I do it just to play the game, like tunes coming out today, blah blah blah. But it's just so nice to know that it's all kind of evergreen, where you're like, I love to just pull up, like, I just love that anybody can go like, oh, what's Jeff's like music, and you look and you just can like see it there. It's cool. Like I just love to see that. Like anybody can come here and kind of start to understand like where I'm coming from, and obviously you and your massive catalog. It's like, it just says a lot, like it just describes you. I just think it's important. I don't know.
I do too. And one problem I've been having, just to darken it again, is in a way, I wish that I used either the Dens or my full name with last name from earlier on. Because there's 4,000 Brays.
I was gonna, and I noticed.
Me off.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I did notice on one of your posts you said search. You said exactly what to search, and I was like, that's a good idea, because I was trying to find your stuff, and I was having a hard time, but I did find it because I started just typing the song and I did find it. I was like, damn, that was actually hard though.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just start doing that, saying what to search, because I've researched, and it's kind of next to impossible. You cannot copyright a name.
Exactly. I mean, the green room. There's a million green rooms.
And people have a hard time finding that. Frankly, I've heard.
I know.
So but that's why we remind them it's Green Room Music, and then you get closer. Music podcast,
or just say one of our names, which are both hard to spell.
I know. Well, if you just say Jeff and Bray, hopefully that's enough too. But and I wanted to release this record, actually the last few, under the Dens, Bray and the Dens at least, and it cannot connect to your same listing.
Dude, we're in the same damn boat, because that's my thing with the Petrito. Right. Because I started it. It's really easy for me to get in a mindset of like, it's kind of like I was saying, like when you have a partner that's like, oh, we're going to do this vibe. Like, it's like, we're going to do punk. And so when I'm thinking Petrito, it's easy for me to go, boom, I'm going there, and I'm not going to like have a freaking harmonica solo. It's like, because if it's my stuff,
if it's
then
through a fuzz pedal.
Right. If I'm like Free Willy, I might be like, let's maybe do a freaking jazz, like a sax solo. Like, who cares, which is cool. But the Petrito idea was like, no, I want to keep something that's easy to categorize, basically, which is, some would say limiting, but I do appreciate that, because I like to listen to sometimes you want a certain kind of album or something where it just goes and it's consistent and it's not bouncing all over the place.
Totally.
But in the past year, I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, maybe I just need to change it all to my name. So then when you search it, it's all there.
Because I can't.
No, I'd have to re-release everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what sucks. I mean, I have stuff going back over a decade.
Exactly.
And it's just the way it is. So then I thought about, well, maybe I'll have 2 listings. And, I'm always going to bring up Prince, but he had Purple Rain is under Prince and the Revolution. So it's literally under a different.
Tom Petty did that stuff too.
Yeah. So I don't know why I just didn't pull the trigger this time. But.
Yeah. And I wish, because ideally, when you pulled up like Bray and the Dins, I wish there was a way, because I mean the big artists can, where there's like descriptions, and it's like, Bray from this and this, and then you go, exactly. Oh hey, like one of my favorite bands is Big Wreck, and Ian Thornley is the singer of Big Wreck, and he also has Thornley, and so and you just know that though, you go like, oh, Ian Thornley, and then it says like similar artists, Thornley, and so you're just like, oh yeah, those are those 2, and you could tie them. But like when you go to Petrito, there's like no mention of like.
Well, you can fix that though.
Yeah,
that you can update.
As far as the descriptions,
bios, I would just start there, and I do see some crossover, because then I think all my bios I do mention the Dens.
Yeah, I got it.
Saying my touring band is what that means. So but they do become part of the recordings too.
Right.
Jamie and Jeff and Nervo are on the, sprinkled throughout the recordings. So I think like wherever you can, kind of tie the 2 together.
Cross pollinate for sure.
Yeah, mention Petrito in your Jeff Sabru bios.
Yeah. Oh shit. What am I doing? Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I know for sure, and it's just on iTunes that I'm. It's hard to get that info. Like unless you're like Paramore or something like that has the whole thing. But
and then your Haley Williams doesn't cross over sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But thanks for talking about that.
Oh my god, I'm interested.
Yeah. I have Fool. I'm not gonna play the full Fool for us because it's too long. But check this out. Just so we don't have to do it at the end, I'm just gonna play the beginning so there's people can get the vibe.
Yeah.
And the whole vibe is from the beginning. You'll get it. So here it is. Here's the beginning of Fool. I'm big on samples.
Is it starting? I'm not hearing.
Oh. Did you not hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, it wasn't live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Green Room Podcast. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. I tell the truth.
If all the things I said to you were true, you would have seen the mask I hang outside of every room. I know I couldn't be the fool.
So
I couldn't.
that's just a taste. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
gonna be one of my favorites. That sounds great.
Oh, cool.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm into it. I love it. I used to think when I was younger, when someone that I knew would like release a song or like 5 songs, and he'd be like, "Oh my god, like how long did it take you to write that song?" Oh, like I've had this song for like 2 years or 3 years, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, like." Oh shit! All my songs I wrote last night. Like I was like I couldn't. I didn't have enough patience to think about a song, and now I think just with life and luckily we get to do this all the time. We always play music, and it gives me a chance to sit on a song, and so it makes me a lot happier with the stuff I release because I get to just live with it long enough to where I'm like, do I really like you? Do I really like this piece of music?
Right.
as opposed to being like, oh my God, I wrote a song and you release it the next day. And then you're like,
see,
I hate this.
I'm both.
Yeah.
So Dive is one day written, and I would release it that night. Like, I just knew. It's like love at first sight.
See, that's amazing. And I
still
need,
feel that way about it.
I do need to, I know I'm like totally just, I'm bouncing back and forth.
Bro,
I'm a very fickle fucker. I do agree with that too, because like back in the COVID days, I would stay up till 3 a.m. and then I would put something online the same night as soon as and I was so happy with it.
And
I was like,
you can feel that as a listener, and sometimes
nice,
I know, man. You know, and it's not like a judgment on you. It's just personally me. I tend to get too precious. With writing and shit. That's just me. And fucking with it so much that it's kind of overwrought. So I want to exercise, and this is why what has changed me about being in Moth Tax.
Yeah.
Our first songs, the rule was you cannot work on it past one day because you'll overthink it.
I love that.
Cannot, and the video had to be done in one day. Everything.
That's so epic. Oh my God,
dude,
I need...
And it's some of my best shit, our best shit, and it's the most immediate and pressing and fresh. And so, Dive, it was written, and that's why it was done so fast. But The Last Romantic took 2 years. that song.
Yeah.
And but you could tell, you know, in the way those things are composed. And The Last Romantic is what I call an ASCAP song.
Yeah,
it's like one of those songs that it's like precious. A lot of parts are you know, delicate and well thought out, and the chord progressions are a little bit more complex. Yeah, and there's room for both.
There is,
and we have both of these in us. Like sometimes we want. I'm not saying that Dive is a Big Mac, but sometimes you want, you know, you just want junk, and you don't want to think about it, and you want comfort. And sometimes you want to walk slowly and think about things that hurt and smell roses, you know. So
I love that.
Okay, man.
It's you know, it's like, I know we always say, and this is one of the things with writing is, you try and just mostly just please yourself, right? Like you're like what? But you know what? I always do this, and I just can't help. I'm like a people pleaser kind of person, and so sometimes I'll think like about someone that I know what they like, and I'm like, how do I write a song that they would like?
That's awesome, dude.
You know what I mean? Like something that I know is like a far reach sometimes, where I'm like. Where, like, if I played them normally, some of my stuff, they'd be like, yeah, it's not really my jam. I'm like, how do I get them to like my stuff? You know what I mean?
No, like, we all do that subconsciously to a degree, too.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially the people who hear all your work and are probably your biggest fans, your closest people. You want to thrill them.
Right.
And that's the gift of it, too, being a writer and kind of an entertainer, because... It happens for me physically in a way too. Yeah. You know, and a lot of times it's band members, you know, like you will do a solo in a show that you want to kind of surprise a bandmate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's a big part. I think that's cool for inspiration, and I might do it with something I say or how I move.
Yeah.
Or ad lib or something. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I mean, we're nothing without someone else. If you were the last person on Earth, you still might write, but boy, would it lose 50%.
It wouldn't be as fun, definitely. Yeah. You just said something, now veering out of, this has been fun, talking about the music for sure. Seriously, I love it. But, so, like, I played last night at my spot, The Lounge, and... Man, I've talked about this in the grind of like having kind of a steady, you know, weekly thing. Yeah. And it really, last night I started my gig really down. Like, just like, I was like, and just in my head, I was like, you know what? I think this might be the last time I do this. Like, I might call this off. Like, I just wasn't feeling it. It's just one of these places that like, especially when you start, you're just like, nobody's paying attention. Yeah. Like, and their back is to you, and they're just not am just like, why am I here? You know? But as the night goes on, it actually turned into a great show. Like, and it just took the time. And I even had to tell them, like, in the beginning, that everything was kind of bugging me. I was like, guys, you know, like, can you like lower the lights where I'm at a little bit? And like, I was just, the whole vibe was off, you know. I was like, can you just help me out a little bit?
Absolutely.
But I kind of held it together, and it actually just, you know, it's one of these things where the night ended and I was like, that was awesome. And like the tips were great and like everything was great. I was like, man, I guess that's just, you know, you just got to be patient sometimes instead of just blowing things up with that. But
yeah, for sure. And make yourself be in the moment. That's a big one for me. Because what's bothering you is other shit generally. The lighting, I understand, but a lot of times when we're down or something, when we're starting something, it's something else. We're not being in the moment. And I have the corniest thing to say ever, which is whenever generally we're kind of pissed off or something's bothering us, is us forgetting to be thankful.
Totally.
You know, because dude, you and I are two lucky mofos, period.
I know, yeah.
So
straight up,
I
dude.
say to myself, man, imagine it could be way worse, and imagine someone else kind of wishing they had this life.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking it off, and I'm being like, man.
Yeah.
Freaking ham sandwich. They freaking didn't even remember my tomatoes, you know. Or whatever.
I know. I mean, we do have it really good, and I'm very thankful for that for sure. I mean, just we get to play music, dude. Like, how cool is that? It's like
and
epic.
Travel and all of it, man.
All the things, and it's. But you know what I've been doing that I know you do, and I've heard you talk about it, and I never quite stepped into this role, but I have been lately. I think because I think I'm getting to a point where I'm getting in that area, because you've been doing solo for a long time, longer than me, but I'm starting to do a lot more banter and talking.
Yeah.
And because it is nice. And I think it's just because I'm like, you know what? Like, I just haven't done it. But I'll just think of something that relates to maybe a song. And I'm just kind of like, you know what? I actually have some interesting things or funny things to say that, you know, it might be interesting for someone to hear, you know, like I have a story about a song. Oh, I did this one time and this, you know, like, and so I've been doing that a lot lately. That's it's great. Like, it's pretty nice, dude. Like,
or if it just amuses yourself and everyone's back is still to you.
I've always done it to amuse myself. Yeah. But now lately I've been doing it more as like, because I've always had the thoughts in my head, but now I'm like, I'm going to tell this whole story right now. Like, why not?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Because you're playing a 3-hour show. It's like, what's a 1 to 2 minute story?
Oh, yeah,
you know,
sure.
It's like, but yeah, that's been kind of fun. It's made it like, just a little different dynamic for me.
I think it makes people sometimes pay more attention to the songs because you're breaking it up.
Yeah.
Too, you know.
And it's a connection thing, you know, like,
for sure.
And I think about everybody that's a good front man. Every single one does that.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody breaks it down and tells a story, like, pretty much. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'd say if someone is good at that, that's a huge piece. And I think some people, I mean, you know, I think there are some people that just do a more mystery presence.
Yeah,
but, you know, as a solo 3-hour thing, it's different. But band front people, I think sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you're just talking about solo, but
I guess I was thinking band too, but you're right. And I've always tried to hide in the mystery part of it, like, no, it's kind of more my vibe, but
yeah.
I'm like, maybe it's not. I don't think it is my vibe, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, your vibe can change, and also it can depend
I guess
on
so.
the situation. Wait, I'm saying jokes. That's the Petrito me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Wait, is this the Petrito guy or the Jeff guy?
Yeah, maybe I should change my middle name to Petrito. Yeah,
I'm Jeffito. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's been fun though. It's like, yeah, I mean, because dude. I mean, we play so much. Like, I honestly haven't kept a tally in a while of how many shows I do a year, but I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like just
I do.
how
and
much
this year has been less. How about you? Same?
I would say this year's been more.
Well, but you're doing
Yeah.
more solo stuff
More-
and weekly.
more
and
solo.
I've been there, but I started to cut those out.
Yeah.
Maybe for some of the reason that you were considering it. I just felt like, but just for me and where I am and with my wife's career kind of blooming, we'll use the word again, as a
Yeah, yeah.
dentist, and just me wanting to support that and kind of focusing on the original recordings and writing, I
Yep.
decided to make time for that and cut out some of the, I'll just say smaller solo things
Yep.
that were filling out the calendar. But also, I will be transparent for a minute and say Neon Velvet raised our prices quite a bit, and I think that mixed with just the way the economy has been going, it a little bit backfired. So it's not a matter of regret as much as I'm gonna be flexible and kind of do what we need to do.
Yep.
It's a balance always. Maybe the listener might find this interesting, but I don't want to price ourselves so low that we are one of a lot of Hyundais. That's me personally, and there's nothing wrong with that car at all.
Right.
And they work more, those bands, and that's totally honorable. And it doesn't mean I think I'm better. I just consider the presentation and style of, let's say, Neon Velvet as more of a Mercedes kind of thing.
Right.
And if that's not going to even be right for a lot of occasions. And
Yeah.
we don't really say yes to a lot of weddings. And I'll be even more transparent to say I don't enjoy a lot of them. And that's part of
Yeah.
It's like getting away from why we do it sometimes. And
Right.
it's really just gets to be trying on a
Yeah.
spirit sometimes when you are being told what to play by someone who won't even be there, or
Right.
by the kid who's your person in contact with you, right? And then you find out. So here's an example. The younger sister is going to be the one dealing with you on the wedding, okay? They are 25. The person getting married is 32.
Yeah.
They are going to tell you every Pink Pony Club or whatever it is, new song. And then when you play the show, 75% of the night is people 50 and up
Right.
who would have loved to hear 80s and 90s.
Totally.
And you are screwed unless you just changed your entire plan in the moment, which we do.
Right.
And that's really stressful. And the person who's 25 is smoking weed 200 yards away. the
Yeah.
whole show and
Listening
never
to their AirPods.
Yeah. They're like, I can't think of hear anything with this
Yeah.
band jamming, So it just feels a
I
little
get it, dude.
discouraging, and maybe not always our best fit.
Sure.
And we can be, but I don't know. Like I want to be working more, so I'm probably shooting myself in the foot with this conversation. But
But it keeps you. It keeps you to where you love what you do and you respect what you do more. Like, because if you just kind of, I hate to say it, but kind of like whore yourself out to everyone, you're just kind of like, what am I doing? Like, am I desperate? Like, is it
right?
And with the solo stuff, I feel like I'm still kind of trying to earn something to
Yeah.
myself and like get to a point. And I'm getting to a point where I can tell the way I'm playing is changing, which
Yes.
I like. I'm liking the way I'm changing. Where I just dynamically, I'm able to do different things, and I'm getting to that point. But I've been trying to work myself to that, and that's why I play everything. I play everywhere all the time.
Yes.
Just so I can get there,
no, that's good.
And then when you get to that point, then you start to decide, like, okay, where do I belong, right? Like, what I don't need to do all the things, like, and me and Clay talk about this all the time. Where like I have a really hard time saying no to stuff, and you get yourself in trouble there. I think when you. If you're just taking all the gigs.
Journey. No, it's part of the journey.
Yeah.
And, I am going to share a little other something about this that maybe someone will find some value, and I'm going to try to tell it so I'm not throwing anyone under the bus, but it's the reason I'm not playing.
Just say their name and their social. It's fine.
Well, I'm going to, but the reason that I don't play at the Relic anymore, and it's just kind of was a painful decision, but it is where sometime you draw the line just for your own self-respect. So, I've played there for a decade probably.
Yeah.
And I really love the owner. She's such a person that's special to me, but she's also handling a lot of things, and one of them has been booking. And so it's felt, especially more lately, that I was kind of chasing getting dates and just trying to hit them at different times of day and try to. It would just be like I would call her and then she'd say, okay, hit me back Tuesday. I would do that. She wasn't available, or I still don't know, or I don't have time to look at the calendar. And then sometimes she would say, reach out to me Friday. I'd do that, and then she'd go, oh, now the calendar is full.
Yeah, wow.
These weeks or these dates that you were wanting. I'm like, that felt like it wasn't important enough to include me in there. Like if I say, hey, can you at least save these dates? Because she would say, I want to make sure you're here once a month.
Right.
Because I bring people.
Yeah, yeah.
And I keep them there for the 3 hours and longer. I'll visit with people before or after. And it's a joy for me. It's not a suffering. But that was part of what is good business for her, too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great team. But it just got to the point where she would say, oh, yeah, somebody else is handling my booking, and that calendar for this next month or two is full. So that felt not too cool, and I just stopped contacting her for gigs. And then one time she hit me back and was like, how come I haven't heard from you, or do you want this date? I think she doesn't say I'm sorry or what's wrong. She just goes, do you want this date? It was one date, and I was already booked. So I didn't give a long, friendly response like I normally would.
Yeah.
I didn't say, like, I love you, I miss you, here's what's up. I just said, I'm booked.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's a little bit of a loss, but it's and so I have 1 to 2 less gigs a month, and tons of people do ask me, how come we haven't seen you there? And I have not said why.
Right.
And it just was like, I'm tired of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes those relationships just run their course, It's like...
Yeah, unfortunately. But there's a long relationship, so I do feel a loss.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I guess it happens. But, yeah. Anyways.
No, but hey, man.
No, it's a good story.
I think the takeaway maybe is how you balance whoring with self-respect, because we are playing covers for the most part, so let's not take ourselves too seriously.
Exactly.
And this is a job, so I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but also there is the money piece. Right. When do you raise your prices and how much? And you learn that the market can't stand too high. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
For sure.
And that doing original music is, unless you are a huge legacy act, it's there's very few ways to really make real money.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I think you're doing it the way it should be done, and I would like to get there too, where it's you're the product. It's like your identity and your whole thing, whether you're playing fucking Jesse's Girl or you're playing or you're playing your song, your people will follow that. And so it makes more of a impact, I think, when you do it like that. And that's what I want to do too, to where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna come see you play, and it's like, I'm gonna play whatever I'm gonna play, So and people kind of don't care. They're like, yeah, no, I like the way you play that song, and I want to hear your songs too, So I think that's kind of my goals, is like getting to that point where it's like you just have people that want to hear you play. So Yeah, no, you're doing the right thing, man, and you're playing your original stuff live too, which is amazing. So,
Thank you, brother. I'm looking for some more public solo gigs now,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
Because I'm finding everything I'm doing is privates, which are awesome. But I
Right.
do miss, frankly, the lower paying, more personal and fun type of thing. Because you do
Yeah.
want the balance. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we'll talk about video producers and we'll talk about gigs,
Yeah, dude.
offline. and
Totally.
shit.
For sure. Well, we did a double whammy this week, which is so
baby.
good. And we might even be able to get one in next week. I'm going to be in India. So the time there is 12 hours ahead. So it just depends where we're
8 or something.
where we're both at. If I have a nighttime free,
Yeah.
then we can make it work, or vice versa.
Are
But
you there for the whole week?
I'm there. I leave Sunday. I don't get there, I think, until Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
The way the time works, and then I'll be there until.
And you'll come back before you left.
I'll come back, and my songs haven't been released yet.
You get to release them twice.
And so I'll be there. We do 2 shows, and then we go to Abu Dhabi and we're playing Abu Dhabi on Halloween, I think, or no, maybe it's the 1st.
How amazing.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my God.
it's gonna be
So
pretty
cool,
cool.
man.
Yeah, and then I'll be back Sunday, a week later.
Okay,
But
well, just hit me.
yeah, so I got a yarn here, and I'm gonna straight throw a lot of people under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of my friends, my best guitar player friends.
Yeah.
And it got brought to light, and you're very connected to this one, but I'm very connected to it too, because a lot of my really good friends do this, and I've never agreed with it. I never understood it. I understand it, but to me, it's not the way. So here's the R&R, and I'm sorry. Everyone's different. R&R. As a musician, mostly I'm looking at guitar. I'm looking at you, guitar players. Having someone else help you get your guitar tone. And our good buddy, I was talking to him about it, and
Notorious for it.
and I don't agree with it. But then one of my other really good friends that I've played with for years, he would have a guy come in and do his tones, and I never agreed with it there. Because here's my thing with it is everybody's different the way they play, and I'm also a believer of the more you do, the less you get out of it. Like it should be like very simple. Also, think of like a 16-year-old kid that picks up a guitar and has an amp and creates his tone. That's how you do it. Like you just, it's kind of something where you got like one pill doesn't fix everything.
Yeah.
And I know there are guys in LA that charge a bunch of money to come in. Oh, I'm going to program all your sounds. And I always think it sounds like shit. I'm like, that's not the way it goes. Like,
Right.
Or someone goes like, no, you got to put like 5 compressors on that. It's like, well, maybe you need to put 5 compressors. It doesn't mean that I need to.
Right.
Like for me, and this is where, trust me, I'm not a tone expert, and plenty of people could come to me and say, your tone sounds like shit. I don't care, because I've gotten my tone to where I like it.
Yeah.
And luckily nobody is saying my tone sounds like shit, at least to my face. But I think it's more important for someone to find it on their own, what works for them, and then go from there. I don't like the idea of guitar players saying, here's my rig, make it sound good.
Yeah.
And then someone saying, well, you have to do this and you have to. It's like, no, you don't have to do anything.
No, you don't.
So
My response is I gnar it too, but I have some caveats, which are, number one, there are some people who are not confident in their, and so you know what I liken
get
it to?
that. I
But it's
used
like
to be
fashion.
like that.
It's like fashion.
Right, I get that
There are
too. That's a
people
good. That's a good
who look great
analogy
without trying, but they don't trust that about themselves, and they're always trying to like, I don't know how to dress. I don't know anything, and maybe they
Exactly.
suck and really don't know how to dress,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
are an appealing person besides that, and they just, my problem with, okay, nothing I'll say, but I want to add to it. The only other thing is when you're in a cover band, let's say like Neon Velvet, where you're trying to do something really versatile.
Right.
So we're going to play Def Leppard 1 minute and Pink Pony Club the next minute. And there is no guitar in that. So we're going to have to figure that out. Like how it sounds in the house and how it melds with 10 other styles might need a little bit of consulting or.
Yeah.
So I think you should start and 80% at least have your own thing that makes you happy. And then if no one says anything, it's 100% you're good. If the house engineer says, hey, do you mind if we kind of peel off a little bit of the highs there because it's a little bit piercing out here, something you can't tell.
Right.
There's where I'd say, I don't even know if you count this as messing with your tone, but what we hear may not translate.
Right.
If that
See,
makes any sense.
I'm cool with that, and that happens where someone in the front.
That's the only thing I think.
By the time they go, oh yeah, can we? What do you think about this? Like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever you think. I'm weird, and actually, I guess this is not news to anyone because I talk about this before with people messing with my. I've got some. Maybe I have some issues here.
You're like Jamie Brown.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's just like I really put a lot of identity in when you're a guitar player. It's like your voice, like someone coming up to you and saying, and you going like, I need to sound like this. It's like, no, you're gonna sound like Bray, It's like and so for a guitar player, I think you need to do it on your own.
Yeah, but I think some people will never change.
Yeah, and because I was thinking about this, and I'm not gonna
be confident. Trust your tone. They're like, okay, yeah, and then So is it cool? Yeah,
I think they'll get there because I was like that maybe like 15 years ago, and I would have paid any amount of money that I had to have someone make my tone to where everyone loved it because I didn't know, But I think you'll get there. You can get there. Where
maybe
it's like,
unless you are already have been doing it for that long, and you
I guess you're right. Yeah. I don't know. I was talking. I don't know why I'm not saying the name. Does it matter? I'm not gonna say the name. I was talking to our good buddy. I know our mutual friend yesterday about this, and I was just telling him, I'm like, because he was saying the things, like, oh well, he said to do 2 compressors and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, but just be careful. I'm like, be careful with like just listening about things like that.
He
like,
always goes down the wrong road for a month, and it's all screwed up, and it was fine before, and then we go back anyway. So the greatest example is, and I think it would end here, the conversation. We had one show where his entire pedal board was fucked up.
You're kind of narrowing. You're narrowing down who this is now.
Oh, dude, it's a person we're talking about. His whole pedal board wrecked, and he played straight through the amp, and it was the best tone and performance he'd ever done.
Right.
And everyone complimented and noticed how great and said, dude, what is it? You were killing today. Fans, anybody, non-guitar players and guitar players. So it's like songwriting too, where we put too much and think too much about things, and we do want to just do the one-day song sometimes, because us taking 2 years to fiddle with stuff is almost like, and making sure we like it, right? Like you said, is a little bit like what you're saying. We're kind of not trusting us being us, and the sooner and more naturally and quickly we do things is probably the more honest thing. So
simpler. I really go out and I kind of like speak my mind on this because I was there. Where I was like asking everybody like, how do I get this tone? And I'm putting all these compressors and all this chorus and all these things. But what I realized, and actually Jamie Brown used to always tell me, and he was the one that was right. He said, it's all about gain staging. It's all about gain stage, which means,
I'm surprised
you know,
to hear him say that. He only has one gain stage. But anyway, go on.
but it really is. It's like, all it is, what matters the most in guitar tone, my opinion, I'm no tonesmith, is a good guitar, number one. Most
there it
important,
is.
good guitar. Number two, just whatever you're running in, whether it's an amp, a good amp, or a good modeler.
Right.
And then the most simple, like one model, one amp, whether it's a model or an amp,
Right.
one of those that's really good, and then go from there. Once you get that sound good, then you go, oh, the gain staging thing, like Jamie said, add a little gain. Okay, add some reverb and add delay. And like, do not, like the compression world, like, yes, it's important
It's in
for
your
like
fingers a lot of the time.
yeah, and it's important for if you're playing like some funky stuff or some 80s stuff, of course. But building off of that is a world that's like very tricky. You have to.
But even knowing that, what you just said, like funk stuff, 80s stuff, see those little descriptors you say, that's the experience. And that's what someone doesn't know and go, how come on my funk stuff it doesn't sound funky. It doesn't sound in the pocket. And they don't realize your experience is telling you that is why.
Yeah, and that'll boost those things up. It's just I know that it's way more simple than I used to think it was.
Yeah.
And so the conversation I had yesterday just sparked this where I ended just by going like, whatever makes you happy, dude, that's cool. But this
what
is
if I
my.
don't know what makes me happy. Yeah.
I will tell you what makes you happy.
Yeah. Now we're Billy Shen.
Yeah, but that's the thing, dude. And it's not just our one friend. It's so many people I know do this, and there are guys that are making money for good reason. They're doing something, but I've never been into that. I'll see the way they program, and I'm like, dude, this is all just fluff, man. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So that's my Nar of the week. That wasn't even a Yar Nar. That's a Nar of the week for sure.
Yeah, Nar or Nar. Yeah. Nar.
And that's it for me.
Good.
That's all. Yeah, this was a good double whammy, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, we're at 80. Can you believe this?
80, baby. Congratulations.
We are straight up in a bowling league.
Well, I hope we talk while you're overseas over there, man.
Yeah, I think we could probably get something for sure, man. Yes, sir. Later, bro.
Later, man.